Matthew 11 Jesus talks about John the Baptist. 1 Jesus taught all these things to his 12 disciples. After he had finished, he went away from that place. He went to the towns near there to teach his message to people. 2 At that time, John the Baptist was in prison. But people told him about all the things that Jesus the Messiah was doing. So John sent some of his own disciples to ask Jesus some questions. 3 They said to him, John the Baptist wants to know this. Are you the special person that God is sending to us? If not, should we still look for someone else? 4 Jesus replied, Go back to John. Tell him what you have been hearing. Also, tell him what you have been seeing. 5 Blind people can now see again. People who could not walk can now walk again. People who had a bad illness of the skin are now well again. Deaf people can now hear again. People who had died now live again. Poor people are hearing God's good news. 6 If anyone believes in me and does not turn away, he will be really happy. 7 John's disciples went away again. Jesus spoke to the crowd about John. He said to them, Who went out to the wilderness? What did you go there to see? Was it a tall piece of grass which the wind was blowing this way and that? No, you did not go to see that. 8 So, did you go to see a man who was wearing expensive clothes? No. People like that do not live in the wilderness. They live in kings' great houses. 9 So, what did you go to see? Did you go to see a prophet sent by God? Yes. But I tell you, John was even more important than a prophet. 10 This is what someone wrote about him a long time ago in the Bible. God said, Listen. I will send someone to go in front of you. He will speak my message. He will prepare a way for you. 11 Jesus went on to say, Tell you this. John the Baptist is greater than any person who has ever lived up to now. But now anyone who belongs in the kingdom of heaven, even the least important of them, is greater than John. 12 From the time that John the Baptist began to teach until now, the kingdom of heaven is becoming very strong. Strong people are trying very much to take hold of it. 13 All the prophets and the books of the law spoke God's message until the time that John the Baptist came. 14 The prophets wrote about Elijah. They said he would come again, to prepare for the Messiah. They were writing about John, and you should believe their message. 15 You have ears, so listen well to what I say. 16 Jesus said, We'll talk to you about the people who are alive today. They're like children who are sitting in the marketplace. They are playing games and they shout to other children. 17 He made happy music on a flute for you, but you did not dance. We sang a sad song but you did not cry. 18 People today are like those children. John the Baptist often did not eat for a time. He never drank wine. So people say that he has a bad spirit in him. 19 Then I, the Son of Man, came. I both eat and I drink. So people say about me, Look at him. He eats too much and he drinks too much. He is a friend of bad people and men who take taxes on behalf of the government. God is wise. The good things that he does show that he is right. 20 In some of the cities Jesus had done many powerful things. But some people in those cities did not want to stop doing wrong things. They did not want to change how they lived. So Jesus spoke against those people. 21 He said to them, "You people in Chorazin, things will be bad for you. And things will be bad for you, people in Bethsaida. I have done great and powerful things in your cities. If I had done such great things in Tyre and in Sidon, the people there would have changed how they lived. They would have shown they were sorry for their sins. They would have put on clothes made from goat's hair. They would also have put ash on their heads." 22 Yes, when God judges everyone, he will punish the people from Tyre and Sidon. But he will punish much more you people from Chorazin and Bethsaida. 23 And what will happen to you people in Capernaum? You think that God will lift you up to heaven, do you? No. He will throw you down to hell. I did powerful things in your town. If I had done these powerful things in Sodom, it would still be there today. 24 I tell you this. When God judges everyone, He will punish the people from Sodom. But he will punish you people much more. 25 At this moment, Jesus said, Father, you rule over everything in heaven and on the earth. People who do not know many things can now understand your message. And so I thank you. But you have hidden these things from some other people. Those people think that they understand everything. They think that they are wise. 26 Yes, Father, this is how you wanted it to happen. 27 My Father has given me authority over all things. Only the Father really knows me, His Son. Only I really know my Father, because I am His Son. I also choose to tell some people about Him. Then they also know Him. 28 Come to me all of you who are tired. You are like people who have worked for a long time. You are like people who have carried heavy things. Come to me. If you do that, you will find a place to rest. 29 Do what I teach you to do. Listen to my message and learn from me what is true. I am very kind and I do not make myself important. I will help you. Then you will have peace in your mind. 30 I will not tell you to do things that are too difficult. I will not tell you to carry anything that is too heavy for you. Matthew 12 Ye Pharisees watch what Jesus does on the day for rest. One on a Jewish day for rest, Jesus was walking through some fields where wheat was growing. His disciples were hungry. So they began to pick some of the seeds of wheat. They began to eat them. 2 While the disciples were picking the seeds, some Pharisees saw them. They said to Jesus, Look at what your disciples are doing. It is against God's law to do that on our day for rest. 3 Jesus replied, You have certainly read about what David did one day. He and the men who were with him were hungry. 4 David went into God's great house. He ate the special bread that was there. He also gave some of it to his men to eat as well. But it is against God's law for anyone except the priests to eat that special bread. 5 Also, you certainly know what God's law says about the priests. They work in God's great house, even on the day for rest. They have not obeyed the law about the day for rest. But God's law tells us that they have not done anything that is wrong. 6 But I tell you this. There is someone here now who has greater authority even than God's great house. 7 You should understand what the Bible teaches. God says there, want people to be kind to each other. I do not just want them to offer sacrifices to me. If you had understood this, then you would not have said to me, Our disciples are doing something wrong. 8 The Son of Man has authority over the law about the day for rest. 9 Then Jesus left that place. He went into the Jewish meeting place. 10 A man was there. His hand was very small and weak, so he could not use it. Some Pharisees asked Jesus, Is it right to make someone well again on our day for rest? They wanted to find a reason to say that Jesus was doing wrong things. 11 Jesus said to them, If one of you has a sheep that falls into a deep hole on our day for rest, what will you do? You will take hold of it and you will lift it out of the hole. 12 You know that a man is much more valuable than a sheep. So it is right for us to do good things on our day for rest. 13 Then Jesus said to the man with the weak hand, Lift up your hand. So the man lifted up his hand and it became well again. It was now as strong as his other hand. 14 Then the Pharisees went out from the meeting place. They began to talk to each other about how they could kill Jesus. God chose Jesus to do an important job. 15 Jesus knew that the Pharisees wanted to kill him. So he went away from that place. A large crowd of people followed him. He made all the sick people become well again. 16 He said to these people, You must not tell anyone about me. 17 This happened so that what the prophet Isaiah had spoken long ago became true. Isaiah wrote what God said. 18 Er is my servant. I have chosen him to work for me. I love him and he makes me very happy. I will give him my spirit so that he will be powerful. He will tell people everywhere that I will judge them fairly. 19 He will not argue with people. He will not shout at them. People will not hear his loud voice in the streets. 20 He will not hurt weak people. He will be kind to people who are not strong. He will do this until there is justice everywhere. 21 All people everywhere will believe that he can save them. Jesus talks about Satan. 22 After that, some people brought a man to Jesus. The man had a bad spirit in him. Because of this, he was blind and he could not speak. Jesus caused the man to become well again. The man could speak again and he could see. 23 When Jesus did this, all the people were very surprised. They asked each other, "If this man is the son of David that God is going to send to us? Could that be true?" 24 The Pharisees also heard about what had happened. They said, "His man can send bad spirits out of people only because Beelzebul gives him authority." That is Satan, the one who rules all the bad spirits. 25 Jesus knew what the Pharisees were thinking. So he said to them, "If armies in a country fight each other, then they will destroy their own country. If people in one city or in one family fight each other, then they will destroy their own city or family." 26 So, Satan would not try to destroy himself. If Satan fights against himself, that would be the end of his own kingdom. 27 Some of your disciples can also send bad spirits out of people. You would not say that it is Satan's power that helps them. So your own disciples show that you are wrong about this. 28 I do send bad spirits out of people. I use the